There are not enough words. There are not enough words, not enough syllables. There's not enough that can be said for how utterly impressive the Denver Nuggets look today. A team that has fought with so many different things this year. This team has dealt with the firing of a 10-year championship tenured coach. They dealt with the firing of the GM that helped win them a title. The defense all year was an albatross. The bench production all year was not there. There were so many inconsistencies. And even right now, Michael Porter Jr. is dealing with an injured AC joint. Aaron Gordon still dealing with a calf injury. Even with all that, what's so special about what we just witnessed is that the Nuggets have had 3 20-point leads in 3 separate games in this series. And down the last half of the series showed they were the better team. The Denver Nuggets, they go 3, crazy, y'all. They go 3-1. 3-1 in the last 4 games versus the LA Clippers, when this whole year people said that they were not good enough versus above 500 teams. The Clippers in particular fielded a top 2 offense, top 2 defense the last 30 games of the year. The Clippers were built specifically to play versus the Denver Nuggets, and honestly, credit to them. They played a terrific series. Nicholas Batum was probably the biggest fear factor piece in this series for the Clippers. You got a great defensive series from Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., Kawhi Leonard, Zubac. They played incredible defense. You got some really good games from James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. But all that to be said, the Denver Nuggets slammed the door shut in Game 7. The Denver Nuggets slam the door shut in Game 7. Oh my goodness. To think that they were able to respond this way and come out with this kind of aggression, this kind of effort. My goodness. And y'all, it starts with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook was incredible this series. Russell Westbrook was incredible today. Y'all, remember this. The start of the year, Russell Westbrook was playing incredible. Dealt with the injury, had the All-Star break, and then so many different things happened. He started playing bad decision-making, bad, inefficient basketball, and then he had to be benched at different times. And Russ had an opportunity this playoffs to decide that he wasn't going to show up and do his job. He easily could have just simply said, no, I'm not doing it. And Russ was literally incredible this series. Russell Westbrook in this series, in 6 games he played in, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. He shot 43% from the field, 42% from 3, 71% from the free throw line. And Russ only averaged 2 turnovers a game. He was spectacular, y'all. Russell Westbrook, Aaron Gordon, and Peyton Watson fueled this run in the second quarter. They absolutely put the clamps, coupled with David Adelman's defensive game plan, they put the clamps onto the Los Angeles Clippers in that quarter. And the Nuggets were struggling. Jokic was 0 of 5 to start the game. Jamal Murray didn't make a shot until late in the second quarter. This team needed life. They needed their role players to step up and get the job done today. And Russell Westbrook spearheaded that. Honestly, just an incredible game from Russ. You get 15 points. Russell Westbrook today gets 16 points, 5 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds for Russell Westbrook. 2 of 4 from 3, 5 of 9 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. And I'm talking about pesty defensive possession from Russell Westbrook that literally flipped the tone of the game. Like, I cannot believe it, man. Like, I can't believe it. Their effort today from Peyton Watson, and again, I'm saying this again, Peyton Watson came into this game. He made one corner three last game and came back and made another corner three today, and his defense was incredible. Russ, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, those were the four. And what I said going into this game is that they're going to need their others, their role players, to do the job. Because last year, Nikola Jokic, 34, 19, and 7, and they lost. Jamal Murray, 35 points and 21 points in the first half, and they lost. No one else on the team scored more than 7 points, and it lost. And tonight, you get a phenomenal freaking game from Russell Westbrook. A phenomenal game from Russ. An aggressive game from Russ. And Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson and Christian Brown. That's exactly what you were hoping for. The Denver Nuggets did not show this, y'all, in the regular season. But again, there's something that flipped inside of them ever since Michael Malone and Calvin Booth got fired and/or not brought back. They have played with a level of tenacity defensively that's been game-changing and series-changing. Even with Jokic shooting 6 of 14 today, Jokic has 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, and 3 steals and a block in this game. Defensively, he was fine. He was good. Offensively, not what you expect. He started off the game 0 of 5, and then he ends the game 6 of 9 from the field. So he started picking it up as the game went on. But the first quarter, I'm sitting here in my seat like, man, like this is tough. You never know what you're going to get in the game 7. But from that point on, Jokic started scoring. But then when they got up to be about 30 points or so in the third quarter, Jokic picks up 3 really, really, really quick fouls. And the Denver Nuggets had an opportunity to fold inward, but they don't. They rally around their guys. Jamal Murray, 16 points today. Had 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Again, didn't start the game off well, but he ended smoking ISO possessions, hitting tough middies. The Nuggets responded once Batum, and again, this is why I want to give Adelman, Russell Westbrook, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, and Aaron Gordon credit. David Adelman literally said, we're going to go to the 3-2 zone. We haven't thrown at the Clippers this entire series. And when we go to this zone, we're going to make Chris Dunn or DJJ beat us because they started DJJ to start the game, and then in the second half, they started with Batum. And even in that moment, when the Denver Nuggets could easily have gotten folded like they did in the previous game by Nicholas Batum, they stuck with their principle. They stayed aggressive. They stayed intense. They dominated the basketball. They attacked, and they got it done. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, I am just so proud. And again, y'all, like everybody knows, I picked the Clippers because I thought the Clippers were just a better team. They ended the year right. The Nuggets hadn't shown this. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Nuggets literally do something that I haven't seen them do all year, and they rally. They rally. Again, man, like so many moments in this game that were so big. And to think that you're getting these kind of possessions from this team where they're playing this hard, like in the second quarter, the Denver Nuggets, they got a 14-7 bench lead at one point in time at the top of the third. Jokic's first basket was a three-pointer. MPJ called for a challenge. Norman Powell, the ball went off of him. MPJ and Adelman win that challenge. Peyton Watson comes back right next possession with a 3. Jokic gets a steal, leads out to a leak out for Christian Brown, who rebounds his own shot. The next possession, Russ gets a 3. And now everything is kind of avalanching at this point. Jokic gets an and one off a Russ pass. Just a great pass by Russ on a run out from Jokic. And then you get Aaron Gordon at the bonus at the free throw line for the rest of the quarter with 4:16 left. Jamal Murray gets a floater. The Nuggets play really good defense. AG goes to the line off a foul by Kawhi. It's a 7-0 run. And then Jokic finally gets another floater off of Christian Brown. Jokic gets a block on Zubac on the other end, and then the block leads to a Jamal Murray layup on Zoo. Murray goes to the line. Christian Brown to end the shot clock versus to the end the shot clock in the second quarter, is isolated on James Harden and gets an absolute lockdown possession for a 24-second violation on James Harden. And all of a sudden, after the first quarter, the Denver Nuggets, they start the first quarter off and they have a terrible start. Jokic was 0-5, had 6 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 turnovers in the first quarter. And they easily could have let go of the rope, but they didn't. And the Denver Nuggets, because of their defense, because of Russ, Gordon, Watson, and Porter, and Jokic eventually getting involved, they lead 58-47 at the half. And remember, they had a 15-point lead in Game 7 last year and at halftime, and a 20-point lead with 8 minutes left in the third quarter last year, and they lost the game. And today, the Nuggets say, we remember what happened. We know why it happened. We will not let it happen again. And then the Denver Nuggets start off this quarter with a 15-0 run versus the Clippers, with Batum in the game, with the adjustments that the Clippers were going for. The third quarter starts with a step-back midi from Jokic over Zubac. Christian Brown gets a wide-open right-wing three, hits it. Aaron Gordon gets a great 4-5 pick-and-roll with Jokic that leads to a reverse dunk. And then Michael Porter Jr. gets a corner three on Kawhi, I think. That was just an amazingly contested shot. Bang! 10-0 run. The Nuggets were up 18 points with 9:50 left in the third quarter. Christian Brown gets a steal. AG gets a tip in. And all of a sudden, with 9:12 left, the Denver Nuggets are up 20 points. Aaron Gordon gets a block. Michael Porter Jr. on the right wing, yet another open three. Bang! 15-0 run for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic gets another stop on Zubac. Aaron Gordon hits a midi. AG gets a steal on Kawhi. Like Murray gets a layup. And then eventually Ty Lue gets desperate because now the Nuggets are up by 20-plus points. They need their scoring. They got to find a way to get buckets. So he puts DJJ and Derek Jones Jr. in for Zubac. And Jokic, learning from his previous mistakes, gets an and one score on Nicholas Batum. And then Murray gets a stop on Norman Powell. Ball goes out of bounds. And then, y'all, Christian Brown, you want to talk about an oop, throws an amazing oop to Aaron Gordon for another reverse dunk. And at this point in time, y'all, the Denver Nuggets had a 28-point lead. A 28-point lead on a 24-4 run. Bogey gets an offensive foul. Russ comes in. Russ gets an offensive rebound, gets to the free throw line, makes both of them. And then all of a sudden, Christian Brown gets another three. And y'all, it was over. Like literally the Avalanche came that quickly. Porter hits those shots. Russ gets in the game, makes great defensive plays in the second quarter. Jokic steps up to the party, finally arrives to the party in the second quarter. And in the third quarter, Christian Brown makes his threes. And then all of a sudden, everything changes for the Denver Nuggets. And all the things that people said to be worried about, including me, James Harden, pick and roll with Zoo. James Harden in the series in 39 minutes a game averaged 18 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds on 43, 36 splits, and 81 from the free throw line with 3 turnovers a game. Like, they played really good defense, man. They locked in. They really locked in. They did their job, and that's Christian Brown. Kawhi, 25, 7, and 4 and 5 in this series. 54, 41 splits, 78 from the free throw line. But wasn't it as impactful as he could have been, in large part because of Aaron Gordon. He hit a lot of contested middies today, and that's great. But today, they stepped up and they got the job done, man. Like, I mean, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. I honestly cannot believe with the level of effort that they came out with tonight and how aggressive they were. And everybody, like I said, it starts with the role players today because Jokic and Murray, they just didn't have it to start the game off. Again, they did come to the party from the second quarter on. But before that, everything, it could have got bad. It could have got bad. When Jokic went out the game, it could have gotten ugly. But at some point in time, like I said, the Denver Nuggets role players, everybody stepped up to do their job, and they did what they had to do today. And they carried them to a win, at least in the first quarter and second quarter. Wow. Incredible, man. Just incredible. Like, I'm just trying to take the full game in, man. I really am. Like, I was trolling on the timeline. I wasn't watching, but everybody knows I was watching. I just figured I just couldn't tweet about it. Like, I'm going into the game. I just said that, like, yeah, I just said, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever happens. I don't want to crash out on the timeline, all the whatever. Like, Jokic said on how much did Game 7 loss play into tonight? Jokic said, me personally, 0, because I don't think about failures. I don't think about something that happened 1 year ago. My whole focus, my whole energy is today, to this moment, to be present. And the Avalanche are tied 2-2 right now with 5 minutes left in the third. Oh my gosh, in Game 7 themselves. Yeah, I just, for me, man, like, again, they surprised me. They got a great series. They won the series. They did things that we didn't think they were going to do, or I didn't think that they were going to do in this series. I thought the better team would have been the Clippers. But man, just an incredible performance all the way around by the Denver Nuggets. And the Thunder are up. Now this is the MVP showdown. This is the MVP showdown. It's a whole different series with a whole different kind of looks and another elite defense. The Nuggets, for all things that we're going to find out, just how good the Denver Nuggets are versus elite defenses. So we're going to find out, man. Like, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really good. I think everybody in here should be really happy to see this series. Barnout Project sending a ton of love to CB for his defensive effort, and MPJ playing better D with one arm than with two. There might be something to that, but Christian Brown, man, oh my gosh, no POA defender in the regular season, and then all of a sudden, it's almost like Christian was able to increase his effort, and with that, he just focused in on the stuff that he can control, which is attitude, effort, and execution on the defensive end, and he played incredibly. And like I said, Jokic, y'all averaged 24, 12, 10, 2, and 1 in this series on 50, 45, 70 splits. And I think he probably had his best defensive series in years, and it was probably a B- series for him. I think he could have been even better offensively, and y'all, he'll have a chance versus Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, all of them. Like, this is going to be a big opportunity for Jokic. So we'll find out. We'll see it. And I'm really excited about it, y'all. But thank y'all for being here every single day. We're going to have Locked On Nuggets coming up soon. We'll have preview episode coming up soon. Players' Choice on Monday. Game 1 of this series is on Monday. 1 day of rest. We're really 1.5 days of rest for the Denver Nuggets. And then we're right back into the series, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, Swipa Gang. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See y'all on the other side.